Hi guys, this is Klazart. Welcome to another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on a game between Savior and Free, and this is the losers' final matchup in the World Cyber Games qualification tournament. So both these guys unfortunately lost in the semi-finals, and the winner of this will qualify. The winner of this will get that crucial third spot. And if you guys have been watching TeamLiquid.net and been reading the reports on there, you'll be aware that there was a very decent article, a fairly lengthy article on Savior, quite a long feature on Savior on Team Liquid. And in that interview, Savior had said that one of his goals this season was to try and actually win the World Cyber Games, because that was a tournament that he hasn't focused a lot of attention on. And we can see that from his play this time around in this season's qualifications for the World Cyber Games. Savior has put up a few impressive performances. I have to say, unfortunately, he's nowhere near looking Savior of old. In the last few games I've seen him make far too many mistakes. Even in the games where he's come out on top in the end, even the games where he's won, he still hasn't been entirely convincing, at least not in the least as convincing as he used to be. So he still is making a few mistakes from time to time, but I'm hoping that he can pull out all the stops here today and effect a win here. And this game is actually just being played on Taucross, so this is a good map. Despite being a fairly old map, I actually like this map quite a lot, because we've seen a few interesting games on it. There's rarely a boring game on it, and it makes for a few and varied interesting strategies. One of the things about Taucross, however, is that the Zerg player is forced to send a drone to scout as well, unless the initial overlord finds the enemy base quite quickly. And Free has just started up a pylon and a gateway at the entrance to his main, and Free just starting up here in the yellow. And Free is going for a double gateway, and Savior is bound to see this with his overlord. Savior has put up the spawning pool first, though, so this will play right into Savior's hand. The fact that Savior has put up a spawning pool is going to allow him to actually defend against Free's attack, and Savior with almost kind of psychotic prediction. I'm not sure how he knew that was going to happen, and maybe he was just anticipating that Free might go for some sort of cheesy strategy, Free going for the double gateway, but those double gateways aren't hidden at all. They're positioned right at the entrance to Free's main, and Savior floating over with that overlord is going to see them straight away, and that's going to be bad, a little bit bad for Free. Free now has got his probe down in Saviour's base, and Savior obviously starting up at around the 5 o'clock position, and he's stopping Savior from putting that expansion down. Obviously, if Savior gets this expansion down, I would give him a significant advantage in this game, and Savior unable to block that expansion down, Free with some great micro with his probe, but Savior has got that overlord planted firmly, and Savior now finally puts that hatchery down, and actually that might actually work out a little bit in Savior's favor, because that has bought Savior a little bit of time. So Free only now is going to get in with his probe and see that spawning pool. However, when he saw that hatchery, the fact that it hadn't yet been put down, it would have probably have led him to guess that Savior has probably put that first hatchery down already. But obviously, this is going to be a critical point here in terms of Savior actually being able to defend against this rush. And I think Savior made a very wise move, because one of the tricks that Protoss players can use against Zerg players on this map is they can put a pylon blocking the path between the main and the entrance. And I think that's why Savior chose to go for that spawning pool first, because he knew otherwise he would be vulnerable, otherwise his Zerglings would be out too late. In this case, even if he had gone for the hatchery first, and if Free had put that pylon down in the middle, then Savior would have been trapped behind it. But because he had those Zerglings out quite early, he was ready and able to defend. And even if Free had put that pylon down, Savior would have been able to take that down. Free has got about 3 Zealots now. He's pumping Zealots from those 2 gateways. He's pretty much committed to this strategy now, and I would definitely give Savior a little bit of advantage. He's got that refinery, he's got that extractor going up as well, so he's going to be getting gas soon as well. But he has to be careful not to allow Free too much wiggle room. Free now coming into Savior's main with his 4 Zealot force, and Savior actually has bisected Free's forces. He's actually put his Zerglings in the middle of the path, so he's preventing Free from getting any reinforcements with a group of about 6 or 8 Zerglings. He's just trapping those Zealots there and not really allowing them to progress, not allowing them to team up. And Free is forced to retreat with his 3 main Zealots that were trying to harass Savior's hatchery. Free has now amassed a group of about 5 Zealots. He's got 6 Zealots out now, but he's so far behind in tech that if this attack fails, he's going to be in huge trouble. However, he has amassed 5 Zealots, and 5 Zealots can be very hard to kill. Even if you've got a fairly decent sized group of Zerglings with good micro, those 5 Zealots can take out a lot of Zerglings and can be very hard to kill. But Savior doing a great job of keeping Free at bay, continuing to pump those Zerglings out, and I'm not sure if Savior so far has not yet gotten the tech, but he did get that gas from the extractor. So I think once Savior gets, Savior must be researching speeding up Zerglings, and Savior once again trying to tap those Zealots, doing so as much damage as he can, and he's actually now put up a 3rd hatchery in his main. He's just continuing to pump Zerglings. He's not produced too many drones, you can see from those hatcheries, because he's obviously trying to compete with Free, who is continuing to pump Zealots. So, but Savior with that gas advantage definitely, and I think he's going to be the one with the upgraded Zerglings, and Saviour's Zerglings look to be upgraded finally. Saviour's Zerglings are upgraded. Free has got about 8 Zealots. He's continuing to pump from those 2 gateways, but this is a very one-dimensional strategy for Free, and I think the fact that Savior went for that spawning pool first has given him an advantage in this game. Savior, however, has not been able to stop any of the Free Zealots from rendezvousing with his forces. So Free has done a good job in that regard, but Savior has got a lot of Zerglings now, Free with a lot of Zealots, and this is going to be a critical battle here. Free has to commit himself, otherwise Savior is going to be too far ahead in terms of economy, and Free does commit himself. Savior with a lot of Zerglings, but those Zerglings are getting taken down. Free's Zealots are surrounded, and it looks like Savior is actually going to finish this with a huge number of Zerglings left. So this is going to be a complete rout, complete destruction of Free, and those Zealots get taken down. Savior's upgraded Zerglings making short work of those Zealots, and this is surely GG to Savior. Free going for a very unimaginative strategy and paying the price for it. Taucross is one of those maps where strategy like this can pay off, because I was trying to say that in the beginning of the game, because Zerg players, it takes a long time for that Overlord to get across, and there's really no time for that Overlord to get across to 2 bases in time to scout such a strategy such as this. But if you actually send an Overlord out, you have to actually, if your Overlord doesn't find the enemy quite soon, you have to send a drone out as well to see what they're building. And unfortunately for Free, Savior A scouted correctly, and B, I think this was, you've got to give Savior full credit for the fact, and Free now in a pathetic attempt to try and survive. There's no chance that he's got here to actually come back in this game. He's just got no chance whatsoever. Savior with upgraded units, with a massive eco advantage. He's also taken out one of the gateways. Free's got nothing. That photon can's going to take it. Free's just GG out. So Savior's going to draw first blood in this game here. Savior's drawn first blood. He's taken the first game, and Savior doing absolutely everything right. His timing, slowing Free down, keeping him out of his base while he continued to amass those Zerglings. And I think Free made a critical error there. He didn't try to change his strategy. I guess he felt he was too far behind in terms of economy to change his strategy once Savior had scouted it. But I think he waited far too long. He tried to keep amassing those Zealots. By the time he went, Savior had upgraded Lings, and once Savior got those upgrade links, any chance that Free had of coming back in this game was basically thrown out the window. So really, Free not really impressing in that first game versus Savior. Savior showing glimpses of his former greatness, just that kind of zone where he knows exactly what to do, and Savior doing everything right there. His build was a virtually perfect counter to Free's. So Savior takes the first game. This is GG. That was a great game, guys. Actually, well, it wasn't that great a game. It was pretty one-sided, but hopefully we'll have more of an even contest in the next game. This is Klazart. Thanks for listening.
마지막 유정태는 타워 프로세스 제압하고 게임 스코어 1대0으로 앞서 나갑니다.